Welcome back here to college football, ACC college football here. This is between Clemson and Duke in North Carolina. Final game of the week one of the 2023 NCAA college football season. Halftime between these two, 7-6, both teams, though, back out on the field, ready to start the second half. I'm Hearson Hassan. Thanks for tuning in on this Monday night to wrap up Labor Day weekend. Again, a lot of great moments in this one down the stretch, but a lot of miscues in the course of Duke. First, a fumble that led to Clemson getting it in the red zone, and then a fumble late, driving in Clemson territory, which could have led to them taking a field goal and taking the lead, but it was nonetheless recovered by the Tigers the other way. So that leads you down to the second half. Again, two teams. Clemson, of course, coming off being the ACC, taking the ACC crown last year. Of course, went to the Orange Bowl where they lost to Tennessee, and Duke on the other side. Again, picking up a solid season unto themselves, about 7-4, 8-4 down the stretch. Can they once again replicate what they've been doing down the stretch? Again, Kate Klumnik comes and trying to show his team to a victory to start off this year. And what is almost a sold-out Wallace Wade Stadium with a lot of blue, but also some patches of orange, as this one is back underway. Kicked back by a kicker, and the Blue Devils will start at the 25. And your punter today, Aiden Swanson. Kickoff return. Your kickoff man actually is Robert Gunn. Could have taken a field goal towards the end of the second half, although the ball was at midfield, so it would have been a tough ask for Gunn, especially F2 being a redshirt freshman. Not what you want to see down the stretch. So it will be Duke. They did get it was Clemson who got the first half kickoff, so Duke will get the second half over here. Just get my different depth sheets ready to go. And with that, we are back underway. Leonard Riley now out there. You got 5 offensive linemen, 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Takes a snap. Dropping back. Here he goes. Leonard into some space. He's going to roll left. He's trying to use his legs. Jugging it past one defender. Driving down the left-hand side. And he's got a first down. 14-yard gain to start off the second half. Again, a smart move there by Leonard. Just found the open space, able to get away from somewhat of a pocket collapse, and to get it right past Justin Maskell to get the first down. So smart move there for Leonard, who's gotten 12 for 24 today, 146 yards, 42 on the ground. Of course, 14 that was just picked up there. And Leonard, known for a guy using his legs, and he used them in clutch situations. As the ball will be at the 39-yard line. Once again, you only have 2 receivers now to the left, 5 offensive linemen, 1 tailback behind Leonard. Handoff, giving off there. Dancing around, trying to go there. He's trying to sift his way through, and he's got a first again. Great work there, this time by Jordan Waters. This is actually your third running back on this depth chart. Jalen Coleman, the grad student, and Jaquez Moore, the higher ones. First down and 10. Leonard looking left, throwing left, and he's got a completion, a gain of 6 coming up here. It will set up a second down and short. Caught there by number 5, Jalen Calhoun, your wide receiver today. Second down and 3, and again, got 1 in the slot, 1 in that. You got 3 receivers out, 5 offensive linemen, 1 playing off, and the tailback, that being Waters right next to it. Waters will get the handoff from Leonard. This time he's met by a bunch of Clemson defenders, including number 7, Maskell. That will lead to a 3rd and 3 for the Blue Devils. And a good tackle there. You just knew where the play was going. You knew it was going to be Maskell. It was also Rook or Hobo on the chance there. So 3rd down again for Duke. 13 minutes, 2 minutes into the second half. Ball will be at Clemson's 44. Man, you got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Once again, 5 offensive linemen. Waters the motion man as he runs to the left. Leonard thought about going there, was going to take it himself. He stays on his feet, and he's going. He's at the 30, 20, cutting towards the right. He's going down. He is in for the touchdown. Duke retakes the lead. Riley Leonard on the quarterback keep. Again, stumbled in the beginning, but he finds his balance and dashes 44 yards for the house call. And just like that, Wallace Wade Stadium is once again happy. Great. Just great play. Absolutely great play. That's what you want out of Duke. Again, we knew Duke was going to be in a tough predicament in this game, and Leonard responded in a great way there. Kudos to him. Duke will take the extra point. They're up by 5 here. Right now, the referees have not set up the play yet. But again, a guy like Riley Leonard, again, another leader on the squad, if you say, is a junior starting quarterback. Once again, Dabo and crew. Clemson coming into this one ninth in the nation right now. And right now, what is a great play down the stretch? I think they're trying to see where Leonard stepped out. If he did, he was going down the right-hand sideline, straddling the line, and he did not step out of bounds. He did not step out of bounds. That's a touchdown. A great run. He was breaking out towards that right-hand side. And again, Dabo Swinney is kind of, once again, as I've said before, up in arms. Not much to say about that, but it's a good way. Good way to respond, as the commentator said. Snaps good, holds good. Kick is up and good by Todd Polino for the extra point. So Duke, once again, up by 6. This time, though, scoring the touchdown as their quarterback, the man himself, Riley Leonard, finding the open space. Again, evading tackles to stay on his feet. And he just found the open lane, and he goes all the way to the house. Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but in a matchup between Clemson and Duke, Duke is electric right now. By the way, this is a football game. This is a football game between these two sides as the Blue Devils lead 13-7. Riley Leonard with a 44-yard touchdown. As this one, on the other side, pardon me, is Charlie Ham, guy, sending it all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Let's take a look at this Leonard touchdown here. Again, just evading tackles. Start off in the backfield to get past some of the Clemson defenders, and then going forward in what mattered most. So now, again, the ball's in the court of junior quarterback for Clemson. That is Jake Klubnik, I believe. So Klubnik and crew need some help here. On the road, Klubnik make the handoff here. Pardon me. He gives the handoff off to the right here. Good dash forward as it's Will Shipley who took the carry, gets out on the sideline, right sideline, that is, for a gain of 11. Again, a lot of sophomores and juniors on this squad. So a few of these players could be coming back as once again, this time the handoff is given to number 7. Will Moffa going the other way. He's at the 40, 30, thrusting down the side. He's nipped from behind there and around the 18, but nonetheless, the run game picking up on both sides here as this game goes for more than about 40. 40, about 50, actually. Now to think about it. Again, a great nip from behind there. Number 38, Lewis, the one doing the honors. Or pardon me, 39, Jeremiah Lewis. So Clemson back in territory in the red zone as given back towards Maffa down the middle. They'll pick up a steady gain of 6 here. Yeah. 2nd and 4. Clemson already going the other way. 3 rushes. Once again, 2 tailbacks in the back. You got 1 out to the left and 2 receivers out to the right. This time Klubnik keeps it himself. He runs, bustles forward, almost got the leverage there on Lewis, but he will be taken down at the 1. Hey, Klubnik trying to be John Elway-esque there. Just not care about John Elway, Joe Burrow. A few other quarterbacks have been able to do what Klubnik just did. Trying to bustle through the shoulder. Nonetheless, 2 tailbacks in the back. And this time, Shipley jumped, and it looked like it was the right tackle, Blake Miller. So unfortunately for Clemson, it could be a false start. Now, the refs could be talking to him if it was offside, but they'll call false start. Blake Miller called for the foul. And 1st and goal. And Dabo's telling his guys to remain instinct. I mean, think about it. And believe it or not, that was the first penalty of the day for Clemson. But Dabo will tell his players to remain disciplined. You think about it, too. Like, they've got a good crowd, Clemson, in this game. You think about 1st and goal. Shipley in the back. Shipley in the back with Klubnik. Got the motion man there. This time it's given back. Klubnik will take it himself, trying to go right. He actually goes down well behind the line of scrimmage. That will technically go down as a sack, believe it or not. Number 93 for Duke, taking him down, essentially just getting a poke on him. Anthony Nelson. Because of that. Now, basically, Clemson has gone from being at the 1-yard line to now being at the 12. And now, if you're Dabo Swinney, do you decide to still go with the run, especially with Shipley and Maffa in the back? So that should be a loss of 5. So we'll be at the 10. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Shipley in the back. Klubnik trying to evade pressure. He throws to the middle. That one is incomplete. Looking for number 0, Antonio Williams. And again, a great coverage the other way. Brandon Johnson, the nickelback. Again, just stay neck and neck, knocking it down. And this is where things can change, right? We know the Clemson environment's there, but when Duke can show up, there could be something down the lane. 3rd and goal at Duke's 10-yard line. Once again, will be Shipley in the back, 2 receivers out right, 1 to the left. Klubnik finds a lane down the middle. He's trying to bustle through, but he is ganged up at the 5-yard line. 6-yard gain nonetheless, but Duke suddenly read him like a book, led by Stinson and many others. About 3 players ganging up on him in that spot. So, again, a risky move for Dabo. Do you decide to go with the kicking unit here? And indeed, he will. He will take the points to cut this down to a 3-point lead for Duke, should he make it. Again, interesting kicking unit for this one. Kicker today be number 38 for Clemson. So here we go. Gun to take this one up. Here we go. Snap's good. Hole's good. Kick is up. And it's no good. Wide left. And it's another miss for Robert Gunn, the freshman. Duke goes into insanity. What in the world are we witnessing in Durham? Let's take a look at what happened here. It wasn't that clear. How about that? And that too, that was a 27-28 yarder. And again, Dabo remains silent. How about this game? How about it? I just hopped out of the third quarter. We're 5.5 minutes in and 9:30 left, and automatically so much drama. Oh, that's crazy. So this was Shang Love, and again, Robert Gunn. It's interesting to see how you see these comparisons because Dabo Swinney on one hand can say this guy has gotten so many carries and rather so many chances he can shoot a 70-yard field goal, and then on other chances you see something like what we just saw. Very interesting down the stretch. Riley Leonard and the Duke offense back out. He'll take the snap. Shotgun stepping up, and that's dropped there. A red drop there for number 5. There we go. I got 2 different sheets here. Again, I'm not the best prepared guy for this. I'll be the first to say it, but I'm trying to my 2 sheets up on this. Anyhow, second down and 10. Trips to the left, one to the right, one back in the back, and that would be motion man there. Will be Calhoun. This one thrown right there by Leonard. Dodging some tackles there. I believe was number 8 Jordan Moore, and he's eventually taken down at the 23 for a gain of 3. So third and 7 coming up. Very interesting too. With that missed field goal, Duke gets the ball back here at the 20-yard line. Just again, maybe that's something that's college related because NFL it's usually spot. Doesn't matter where it was. So nonetheless, third and 7. Close. You got 3 receivers out to the left, one to the right. Leonard with the one in the back. He takes it to the shotgun, stepping up, throwing this one deep, and he's going left. That's incomplete. Going towards Calhoun. It's a great coverage there by number one of Clemson, that being Andrew Makuba. And just like that, fresh off allowing the missed field goal, Duke will punt. 3 and out for them. Again, that's a good response from Clemson, especially in a game where you're on the road. You need to do something quick. And we saw it there. So we'll see an appearance, first one of the day by your punter, Aiden Swantz, or pardon me. That's the will be Porter Wilson. Wilson will punt this one high into the air. Center trajectory is that one is fair caught at around the 27-yard line, thereby Clemson's number 0, Antonio Williams. 8:14 left. Duke up 13-7 as the Tigers go back on the field. Video coverage provided by Goodyear, from the ESPN as it is every single time as I take my B-reel. 13-7, and for Duke, could be a change of something down the stretch. 20 losses versus AP top 10 teams. Interestingly enough, though, that last win, 1989 against number 7 Clemson. So that could change today as it's Clemson and Klub back on there. This one's caught by number 80. There's a good throw there by Klubnik out to the right. And shut up second down and short. Again, a great find there by Calhoun. He just found the right spot at the right time. Just really pushed that forward. Rather, it was Klubnik. Klubnik. Second down and 3, receiver to the right, to the left. Klubnik, 3-step drop. trying to go forward as pressure comes. He tries to break through. He's got a first down and then some sliding pass it around. The ref will call it at the 39, even though he slid and he stopped it around the 42. Again, that is college rules. College rules say that yours will be stopped whenever you start the motion of the flag. But nonetheless, a first down, quick start, bunches to the left and right. Here's the handoff to Shipley, bustling through the middle, tackled there by number 33 and 2 of Duke. That's a gain of 9 for the Tigers. Second and 1. Again, Klubnik going all right. That one's caught there by number 8. 8 going down. That's a good gain of 6 or so. 6 or 7. Adam Randall, your X receiver. First down and 10. Again, Clemson doing well so far, moving the chains throughout. A much different look compared to what we saw in the first half, only amounting to 13 points. The fact that we already saw 7 from Duke. We could have seen some more from Clemson if it wasn't for Robert Gunn missing. 23-yarder wide left. First down and 10. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hand off to Shipley, who's in the back. Shipley sifting out to the right. Shipley still going forward. Taken down at the 27. Another great gain from the Tigers. This on about 17 or so. Again, just great blocking down the way. Again, it seems like with Clemson, too, you got blockers going forward as well. That's what you want to see. That's why Shipley's had great energy. Shipley with 14 carries, 100 yards. We have an injured Blue Devil down in the field. I believe it is Jalen Stinson, the strong safety. And indeed it is. So the senior will get some treatment as both teams go to the sideline and in a cut clip. In front of me, Mike Elko will go to check out David Cutcliffe, the former head coach at Duke. How about this ACC schedule coming up? Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, Charleston Southern, Clemson, Appalachian State and Crew. And also on ACC Network, Lafayette, Duke. Got Holy Cross and Boston College. Boston College with the loss to UNI earlier this weekend. We got an ACC interesting battle, interesting conference. Not to mention, this is also an ACC team or rather an ACC conference that is going to get some more. How about the Week 1 storyline today? Coach Prime winning his Colorado debut against Shedeur Sanders. 510 passing yards. It's a school record. Travis Hunter, 109 receiving yards, 11 catches, and an interception. Pac-12 dominating, 13-0 to go off that point. And then the Seminoles, what a win for them against LSU in a top 10 battle. Same goes for the Tar Heels against a tough South Carolina squad led by Spencer Rattler. Jalen Stinson, 6 tackles today. Will head off. Luckily, won't need any assistance as we're back to play. Shipley in the back with Klubnik. Klubnik will take the snap and shotgun. He's going forward, throwing through the middle. That one's caught. A good tackle by 23 of Duke, but nonetheless, a great catch down the side there. What you want to see from Clemson. Adam Randall, the one getting the job done. First and goal now for Clemson. Klubnik 3 for 3, 36 yards on this. Once again, you're in the same spot you were before. This time at the 7-yard line, 2 receivers to the right, 6 offensive linemen. Shipley in the back, moving to the right of Klubnik. Oh, he's lost the. It's picked up by somebody. Duke is mentioning they have it. It was a fake handoff, or rather a fumbled one between Klubnik and Shipley. Let's see who gets to the bottom of this. The Blue Devils initially were calling for it. Now both teams are trying to sift through the pile, including the refs and the referee. At least it seemed like they said the Blue Devils have it. And they do. It was a fumble recovery, and once again, coming at the bottom of the pile, holding it up in his left arm like he's won a few prizes or something. Jeremiah Lewis doing so. Again, Shipley, I don't think Shipley never realized the ball was there. Klubnik could not get into the pile of it because the Blue Devils initially fell on top of it. And for the second consecutive trip to the red zone, Clemson fails to come away with points. Oh, my word. What in the world are we seeing from Durham? I said it before, and I'll say it again, folks. This does not happen. This does not happen most of the time. Let's see. Come on. Come on. 5:17 left. You think about it too. Clemson got their only points of the day off of turnovers. So now the question becomes, if you're Duke, do you decide to do the same as well? Here's a chance for Leonard. Throwing right, and that's incomplete. Going towards number 2. Number one's 10. And this is a case for Duke, too. When you have these turnovers, when you have these missed opportunities for Clemson, you have to take advantage of them. Calhoun in the slot, Hagens on the left, and another receiver to the right for Duke. And the motion man will be Calhoun. Runs a gift off to the back. Didn't it forward, but will be taken down there. Number 9 for Duke going forward. We got a few guys just motoring around there. Number 9, Jaquez Moore. 3rd and 2. We have less than 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Jaquez Moore, chance to go forward. You got a strong run game. And you got Leonard, too. Again, he went 44 yards to the house. Bunch formation to the left. You got one of the Leonard dropping back. Leonard, pump fakes, throws to the middle. That is incomplete. Looking towards his tight end, I believe, Nicky Dalmolin. And that one is broken up and away there by number 9, RJ McMickens. 4th and 2. And once again, Duke forced to punt deep in their own territory. Fourth and 2. And again, nice cameo there for your punter, number 98 for Duke. Trying to get my shoe up there. Porter Wilson, your punt. And then looks like Anthony Williams once again back to receive the punt. Clemson will rush 4. Wilson will punt it away with ease, but not the best punt. It's taking a little bit of a right hook as it takes a little roll to around the 40-yard line of Clemson. So a solid punt down the way, but nonetheless, Clemson in good field position. With that, we'll take a quick, pardon me, and won't. Got some interesting games ESPN. The U.S. Open Women's Championship, college football primetime. That's a big game. Texas and Alabama, U.S. Open Men's Championship, and then Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers' first regular season game as a New York Jet. They face the Buffalo Bills. That should be a good one down the stretch if it ends up going. That should be a good game in general. Good games in general at MetLife because you got Cowboys and Giants the night before in Sunday Night Football. So back again with the Tigers. Klubnik into some space, throws out to the right for Shipley, who went from the back. And you'll just have to plop down there for a loss of 2. Again, a great showing there. Stinson, the one pressuring. It looks like offsides has been given. So now we'll redo the play, and it's going to be a 1st and 5 for Clemson. A lucky break for a team that has probably gotten more bad breaks than good ones in this one, especially in this third quarter. Went down the first time, and then only for Robert Gunn to miss a 23-yard field goal. And the last time they were down there, they ended up turning the ball over via fumble with Klubnik and Shipley, the ones to blame there. So again, Klubnik giving up towards Shipley. Shipley bustling towards the left and towards the middle left part of the field. He'll be just short and will set up a 3rd and 1 at their 49-yard line. So 2nd and 1 now. It'll actually not be a 3rd down, pardon me. It'll be a 2nd down. Shipley once again in the back. 2 receivers to the left. Again, fake handoff there. Klubnik throws it out towards number 80. That one's caught, and he'll be taken down around the 42 after a little run to get to that spot. One being, let's see, Bo Collins. Think about it, Clemson, only 167 yards in the first half. They got 151 in the third quarter. 2:47 left in this time frame. Klubnik in the shotgun takes the snap. Pressure coming as he'll roll right, and he'll throw out of bounds. First time we've seen Klubnik throw it away in the second half. And again, it's just a good read, as the commentators are saying there. Got Dave Pash and Dusty Dvorak. Again, not much with Dvorak. Dave Pash, graduate of Syracuse, so he's used to ACC action when he was a college student up there. And I go to Arizona State, which is kind of Syracuse's rival in the broadcasting department. Nonetheless, second down, two in the back. This time, fake handoff as we get it towards Shipley running the down route. Shipley going out on the left sideline, very close to the first down marker, but appears he will be just short. Third and one. In a difficult position if you're Dabo Swinney and Clemson. Again, it's like the Tiger team that's got a national championship times before, and they've always been big in the college football playoff. Again, that will change next year as that's expanded. But third and one, just hand it off there. This time, it's going to be the backup running back, Maffa, in the back. Again, a decent game of about 3 as he went towards the middle right. First down for the Tigers. Phil Maffa, 8 rushes, 67 yards today, an 8.4 average. First down again. 3 receivers to the right. This time another handoff towards Maffa, going towards the middle left. This time more stymied, if you will, as he was trying to fight with number 93 and 90 of Duke. It will be a gain of 4, though. We're just talking about Maffa. The fact that he's like more than 250, pretty good for running back, nonetheless. How about next week? Illinois versus Kansas on Friday at 7:30. I will have a live reaction to that game right here on YouTube, the entirety of the game, unlike the second half as you're going to see today. Notre Dame and NC State. That should also be an interesting one. Man rush for Duke, 5 offensive linemen for Clemson. She'll have 1 to the right, 2 to the left. Maffa in the backfield with Leonard. Leonard. Quick stop, going right, trying to go out towards Bo Collins, and went right through his hands. And again, a laser there, if you will, by Klubnik. 3rd and 6 now. Okay, Klubnik and crew need to find some sort of way. Again, can go short there with Collins. Was essentially going on a little out route there, running in his usual Z spot. Once again to be in that Z spot, 2 of them joining him on the right, 1 on the left. 55 seconds left in the third. Game clock at 5. Klubnik getting it off. Klubnik once again throwing right towards Collins. This time he's got it. Going down and around the 12 to evade a tackle. First down for the Tigers. This time, it looked like he went out of the 15. Now he's going towards Maffa, going down the middle right. Stays on his feet, and he'll be taken down at around the 10-yard line. Might be towards the 9 as one of the officials spots it. 25 seconds left. It looks like Dabo Swinney and crew might let this clock run down. Either way, offside again on Duke. Second time we've seen an offside call after we saw a play. So 1st and 5. 20 seconds left, and it looks like Kay Klubnik and all still lining up. You got 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Maffa in the back. Seconds left. Play clock is actually less than the game clock right now, so we will see a play right now. It'll be a handoff towards, Klubnik taking it himself, rolling towards the left. He goes towards the sideline, bustles through, close towards the first down marker, but it looks like he'll be just short. And with that, we have come to the end of the third quarter here from Durham, North Carolina. Duke up 13-7 on Clemson. Again, a Riley Leonard touchdown, 44 yards to the house, giving Duke the lead once again. Clemson with missed opportunities take it back via field goal, and first a missed field goal and then a fumble. 2 red zone trips resulting in 0 points. Can the Tigers take back the lead, or the Duke Blue Devils get their first top 25 win against a top 10 team in more than 30 years? Time for the first to go up in North Carolina's Clemson and Duke are back in the witching hour. They start off with a 2nd and 1 at Duke's 6-yard line with Clemson trying to retake the lead via touchdown and extra point kick. Klubnik once again in the back, 2 receivers in the back with him as well, with 1 receiver out to the right. 6 offensive linemen, and off to Maffa. Maffa bustling through, and he'll be about a foot short of the goal line. Maffa again, the bustling receiver, or rather the running back he is. So now the question becomes for Klubnik and crew, what play do you run in that spot? Do you give it back to Maffa? You go over there? What ends up happening? Klubnik again. 2 in the back. He hands it off to Maffa. This time, he lost the ball. It's back with Duke. It's back going the other way. He's at the 40, 50, 40, and he is taken down at around the 30-yard line. 3 trips to the red zone, and 3 times Clemson fails to get away with points. Another fumble, this time by Phil Maffa, and on the other side for Duke, picked up the other way by the graduate. Absolutely incredible. I don't know what I'm seeing right now. Picked up there, Jalen Stinson going the other way. Well, here's the thing if you're Duke, now you're in a good field position. You're around the 30-yard line. What is basically now about a 70-yard return, and Dabo just hands in heads. Same goes to the Clemson fans making the trip from South Carolina or wherever. It's crazy. It's crazy. So first down and 10, and again for Duke. Up by 6. A field goal would be big here. That would put them up by 2 possessions. The officials are going to spot Stinson out at the 34. Rather, he was tackled at that spot. So that is where Riley Leonard and the Duke offense will set up right. 26, already 34 seconds in. Here's Leonard. 2 in the backfield. He hands it off. And that one going towards the middle right will be about a gain of 4 down the side. Let's take a look at this again. Maffa just trying to spin away from that. And again, the ball just popped out there. Again, might have been based off his own defender. That is Maffa running into his own offensive lineman. Stinson essentially just reading it like a book. He saw the ball bouncing and immediately pounced on it and ran it the other way. Big Slumdick the other way. Second down and 6. Got Waters in the backfield, Leonard. Enough and a flag on the play. Looks like it might be a false start. Again, Duke has got majority of the penalties today in this one. And indeed, it is a false start. Second and 11. And again, Matt Barry and crew talked about this at the halftime, that basically everything that Duke did well last year, they're not doing today. And that's, I think, something they need to work on. Some of it includes having the penalties. So second and 11 at the Clemson 34-yard line. Once again, 2 receivers out to the right, 1 out to the left for Leonard. He's got Waters in the back once again. Leonard to take it in shotgun. Comes, he'll give it off to Waters on the screen. Waters with some move to work on the middle left side. Bustling through, he's got the first down and then some. Great work there. 2. Fresh off the false start. Ken, great sell. About 5 players from Clemson around him just to find the pocket of space to get Waters in that spot. And as I mentioned before, if you can just get points on this drive, it changes the trajectory of this game if you're Duke. The Blue Devil fans are on their feet right now. First down and 10 for the Blue Devils. First down, taken in shotgun. Formation to the left. Waters in the back. Motion man there. Number 2. Another handoff to Waters. This time, the defense reads it a little bit better, but he's able to sift through to gain 2 yards down the middle left side. Jordan Waters again, as I mentioned before, decent running group is there. You see Jaquez Moore is the second running back. Jalen Coleman at times, and then you have Jordan. I actually didn't know that thing about it. Coleman might be injured for all you know. Not according to this depth chart that I have. But second and 8. 12 minutes left to go. Ball at the 20-yard line of Clemson. Motion man as they'll send number 8 out wide, way wide on the right. Leonard throwing middle left, and he's got a completion there. This time towards Jalen Calhoun. Get a good gain of about 6 or so, maybe. 6 or 7, if you will. Calhoun again. This is only the second time Duke has made a trip to the red zone. The first time was actually in the end of the first half. And they caused a fumble. Leonard lost the ball, and they were unable to come away with points. 3rd and 1 here. Leonard once again will take this in shotgun. 1 player in the back being Boone. Number 2, once again, Hagen's being the motion man. Handoff will be given here towards number 9, bustling through again, spin move as well. Making his moves, making his way, dazzling his way. 3-yard pickup for Jaquez Moore, first down and goal. First time Duke has now set a first and goal in this game, too. Jaquez Moore today, 1 catch for 28 yards, 5 rushes for 12. First down and goal. 3 to the right, 6 offensive linemen. Calhoun, or rather Moore, in the back with Leonard. Leonard will take the snap. And it's once again going to the right for Moore. Moore trying to get to the end line. Does he do? Yes! Touchdown, Blue Devils. And Duke is up by 2 possessions. Jaquez Moore, again, finding the seam, finding it out on the right, bustling right towards the sideline and then into the goal line. And now the number 9 team in the country is on the ropes. Again, how about that, too? Jordan Moore, number 8, with a block. It didn't seem like it was perpetual of holding, so great work there by Duke. Offense will stay out here in hopes of getting a 2-point conversion. You're going to have 5 receivers out here, include their tight end, Nicky Damelin, who's essentially in the middle of that 3 bunch to the left, and you got 2 to the right. Motion man here will be Waters as he'll join Leonard in the back. Leonard takes the snap and shotgun. Leonard, pressure coming. He throws to the left. It is caught there by Calhoun. 14-point game in Durham. Could this be the year that Mike Elko and Duke really turn it around? Well, they've acted like it so far, I'll tell you that. How about this play, too? Jaquez Moore and crew showing up on this play. How about this play for the Blue Devils? 10:33 left to go in this fourth quarter. The Clemson Tigers, who have won multiple national championships, have been to the biggest game in college football over the past few years, are an upset alert. Down 14 against Duke with about 10 minutes left, though. And again, miscues have been the key of the day. Robert Gunn with two missed field goals, one being blocked and the other wide left, and a bunch of fumbles three times, but rather two times. Clemson in the red zone fumbled the ball. First time was by Cade Klubnik, the second time by Phil Maffa. And the Blue Devils, again, you have to give credit to their guy, Jalen Stinson, who picked up in that specific spot and just ran it back to about the 35-yard line. Riley Leonard and crew do the rest, capped off by a touchdown by Jaquez Moore. And it's now 21-7 in favor of the Blue Devils. Klubnik will take the snap here. He throws it short towards the left. Shipley dodges some tackles, still dancing around, and he'll get past the first down marker out at the 37-yard line for a gain of 12. Yeah, here we go. 10 minutes left. Here, Cade Klubnik and crew again. Klubnik being the main guy this year. So a lot of people saying this is main that. He was throwing there towards number 8. That was incomplete. Dropped there in some open space. That could have been dangerous. Especially knowing that you had Adam Randall, the one that dropped it, and it was a good coverage flying in from Brandon Johnson. And second down and 10. Two receivers to the right, one there, 5 offensive linemen. Shipley, who's in the back, gets the grab. He's dodging towards the left, still bustling through, and he'll be a few yards short. In fact, one short. Gain of 9 on the play. How about this? Tyler Santucci, defensive coordinator and linebackers. Again, he'd have to be really proud of the way his team has played. Third down and 1. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Shipley once again getting the handoff in the back, bustling through again. Didn't get it off the initial effort, but able to bustle through again past number 8 of Duke and many others to get the first down. First down 10 again. 3 to the right. Klubnik dropping back. Pressure coming from behind. Klubnik throwing middle, and it is almost picked off. It was right in open space there for number 12. So close for Trey Freeman, the right defensive end, who was essentially dropping back in that spot. And Klubnik looked like he was trying to go over the middle towards number 0, Antonio Williams. And again, it was a great pick there by Trey Freeman. Williams was in some open space about 10, 15 yards behind him. Second down and 10. Again, dropping back there is Klubnik. He'll play a check down there towards Shipley. Shipley doesn't get much, only a catch and run of about 3 yards. So a third down and long coming up. Will Shipley again, your player there. Again, a lot of few Shipleys here and there. Jordan Shipley as well. I don't know if he's related to him. But you'll have to go to the sideline. His shoulder pad came out. So now who do you put in? Phil Maffa's not a guy that's mainly known for a pass catching back. Not as versatile, not as quick. Mainly a power runner like Derrick Henry. Nonetheless, third down and 7. Got 3 runners, and now you'll have the motion man being number 80, Bo Collins, going out to the right. Klubnik dropping back, pressure coming. Free run on the right-hand side. He'll throw left, and it's incomplete. Looking towards number 0, Antonio Williams, who is close to the first down marker. Broken up again, this time by number 3, Brandon Johnson. That was so close. Again, and the thing is, too, a free rush from the right-hand side. You have to give credit, too. There's Al Blades Jr. coming in. So 8:22. Clemson's going to go for it here. 13 left, now 10 left. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, and once again, Shipley in the back there. Or pardon me, Maffa in the back with Klubnik. Klubnik once again. 4-man rush comes for Duke. Klubnik's going to have to step up. He'll take it himself. He's running for that first down. He slid, and he slid too early. Looked like there might have been something. Either way, a flag is flown, and it's going to be unnecessary roughness on Duke. So either way, play's going to stay with Clemson, but a rough move. And again, a rather ill-advised move there by Cam Dillon, the Willie linebacker. And again, I don't understand. I think it's because of the effort. It's because of the tackle there. And again, Cam Dillon, it could have been targeting as well. Although I don't, he led more with the shoulder than the crown of the helmet. So I don't think that will be, at least from my angle. And that's the problem. They're going to call targeting. So Cam Dillon is out of the game. More importantly, Clemson, who would have been out, would have lost the ball, turnover on downs, has the ball back. Okay, so they're saying it's a personal foul with targeting. That would be a 30-yard penalty for Duke. If it's just that, it would just be 15. But we go to review. In my opinion, I didn't see anything. He led more with the shoulder than we did with the stomach. But from an outside view, that's kind of bad. My initial take on it. Kim Wilson, Dillon again. Transfer coming in, grad transfer as well. It's not a good look, especially for a guy playing in Trey Freeman. Essentially, was your Willie linebacker. He could have been the guy on that play, but he wasn't. You know, it doesn't seem like it, and that's why, like, from my view, it is an interesting play. It is an interesting situation down the stretch. From my angle, I'll still say this. It's still there down it's still there. I gotta stop using the language, but still more in favor of Duke and Clemson. Clemson after this, by the way, let's take a look at their non-conference schedule. 2 home games, Clemson Southern and Florida Atlantic coming to Death Valley. And after that, they've got Florida State at home. Wow, that's gonna be a good game. Know how Florida State played yesterday. I mean, that could be an interesting game in Death Valley. Could be a primetime game. Just saying, if you want to throw into the fire, you got Duke 31. This was left there. By the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm Mirson Hassan. Thanks for tuning in. Right now, the game is in review. Clemson had a 4th down and 7. Nick Klubnik was using his legs to try to pick it up, was sliding, was short of the first down, but it was unnecessary roughness on Cam Dillon of Duke. And now they're saying if it was personal foul, unnecessary roughness, or targeting would have been in play as well. And Duke, after this, 2 more home games, one against Lafayette, one against Northwestern, then they go on the road to Connecticut. And then they host Notre Dame as well. So that could be an interesting game, knowing how they've been. I mean, Duke, if they can hold on to win this, this is a team that could legitimately, you think about it, could maybe end out the regular season, maybe 2 or 3 losses. He's pretty good. They went 8-4 last year, so that gives you a good idea on how things went. How about that? It ends up going. All right. Well, we're back. We're back at Wallace Wade Stadium. Sold out crowd in Durham. Again, credit for that. Let's see. What's the verdict? So, oh, so basically the referees basically said that it's a dead ball penalty because Klubnik started to slide about a yard short of the first down marker. And when Cam Dillon came gliding through, it was already Klubnik making the slide, and essentially the play was over, right? This is where college differs from NFL, right? NFL, NFL still, yeah, again, the commentators are saying that there's serious discrepancy. I would agree. I mean, you think about it, I think about it from this perspective. A player goes out of bounds, and a player makes a hit, as soon as the player gets out of bounds, that's unnecessary roughness, right? How would the same not be reviewed there? So, so it will be Duke's ball because Klubnik essentially slid short of the first down marker, but Cam Dillon will be called for targeting, so he is out of the game, and Duke essentially gets a 15-yard penalty tacked on. So they'll get the ball to around the 25-yard line or so. So it's weird though. I don't know, it's a very interesting play. From my angle, this is where like college football needs to like kind of get their head. Someone makes a slide, like yes, you can blow a whistle, but like shouldn't that be a case for unnecessary roughness unto itself? Nonetheless, five back, and this time it's a handoff towards Moore, and Moore is stuffed there by number 0 and 12 of Clemson. Let's get him. See number being the Barrett Carter, and then 12 as well, T.J. Parker, the freshman. So junior Carter and Parker, the freshman. Nonetheless, 2nd and 11. The biggest thing with this for Duke is you get to run the clock down here, right? You now have 7:45 left. You're about halfway through the fourth quarter. Now, if you're Duke, now you can say, let's chew this up. Because Clemson essentially needs 2 touchdowns to win this game, not one. So, 5 in there, 2 receivers out wide. Leonard takes a snap, another handoff towards Moore. Moore bustling through, or rather, it's Waters bustling through. You'll get only a gain of 2. So 3rd down coming up. And if you're Mike Elko, do you elect to go run the ball, get at least 40 seconds off, or do you decide to pass the ball here, maybe go further downfield, get that first down to move the chains? Because the one thing we've seen from Clemson, whether it's Klubnik throwing the ball or if it's Maffa or Shipley, this team can essentially get into the red zone in 3 or 4 plays. In my opinion, I think you pass it here if you're Leonard and Duke. 7 minutes to go here from Wallace Wade Stadium at Brooks Field. 3rd down and 9. Clemson showing blitz. 3 seconds left on the play clock. Leonard taking the snap. He's going to throw here. Throw short. It's a screen pass over towards, I believe, Calhoun. He'll bustle back towards the line of scrimmage, but not much. So Duke, once again, in a 3-and-out, fresh off getting the ball back. You think about it. You have 4 opportunities missed from Clemson, where you have turnover on downs, which we just saw, 2 fumbles, and then a missed field goal by Gunn from 23 yards. Like, essentially, what would count as 4 turnovers. And that's going to be the biggest thing that Dabo Swinney will talk to his team after this game, regardless of the result. Because this is not a team that can easily beat or even have a contest against Florida State right now. Right now, Clemson at 9, Florida State at 8. 6 minutes left as Elko and crew will continue to run down the clock. 1 minute passes. It will be picked up into the air there by Porter, all the way back towards the 25-yard line. We'll take a Clemson roll, rolling into the end zone. Duke was very close. You had so many guys on the punt coverage team, including 85, trying to go, but 5:47, Duke up 21-7. Durham once again lighting up in joy. Again, I mentioned some spots of orange supporting the Clemson Tigers, but most of it going towards the Blue Devils. Hey, how about some good action next time? Texas, Alabama. Tigers will get the ball back at the 20-yard line. Klubnik will take this in the shotgun. Leaves it out towards Shipley. Incomplete towards Shipley's feet as it was the Clemson running back trying to run once again another check down route. That's been a little consistent to it with Ryan Shipley today. Sorry, Will Shipley. But how about this for Clemson? Every single drive they've had has essentially been a turnover in the second half. 5:43 left. They need to score 2 touchdowns to stay in this. As here comes Klubnik going forward. Shoulder collision there with number 12 of Duke. And he'll be just short. He's trying to argue he got the third down, or at least trying to get quick here. Quick set. Out. Two to the right, two to the left in terms of receivers. Short slant there. That one's cut there by Williams. I mean, how about that? It's a good play, but Clemson essentially has to go quick here because you have to understand no 2-minute warning in college football. First down and 10, they're at their own 34. Klubnik once again dropping back. Pressure comes. He'll throw in the middle. Trying to go towards Shipley. Is it intercepted? Yes, it is. That's the fifth play Clemson had that has essentially been a turnover. And this time it's number 8, Dorian Mousy, picking it off. It was off the hands of Shipley, and Mousy, once again, right place, right time, reading quarterback Kate Klubnik like a book. Also had some others too. Sweeney with hands on knees, cannot believe what is happening. Right now, it looks like the castle's crumbling. Clemson and Death Valley. Well, Death Valley's in Clemson, but it sure feels like they're in Death Valley right now. I'll actually stay here. They've taken a commercial break. But how about that? I'm speechless. As a sports fan, I'm speechless watching this. This is not Clemson football. And maybe there's a sign of them that wishes that DJ Wagalele probably would have stayed. I would have probably guessed too. He's at Oregon State, did pretty well. 13 Pac-12 teams, 14-0 in the starting week, so pretty good for them. But we've seen a few in-conference matchups during this week one. Again, it's usually not typical. Ohio State playing Indiana. Ohio State usually starts off their year playing a Big Ten squad. But yeah, think about it. Some of the in-conference matchups we've seen this week. Nebraska, Minnesota. That was a good game Thursday. That was good. Pac-12. SEC. I don't think there was anything SEC based either. How about that though? So about 5 minutes or so left, and if you want to look at the stats for this, you have had essentially a missed field goal. It could be a blocked field goal, a missed field goal by Robert Gunn, and then you have a fumble by Cape Klubnik, followed by a fumble by Phil Massa, followed by a turnover on downs, followed by an interception by Cape Klubnik. That has been Clemson's. I mean, you have to go back to like last year's stats, like Clemson turnovers last year. Absolutely insane. Clemson turnovers today. I mean, that's how about this though? This is by He's like, here's the thing: Duke hasn't even played that well. -1 turnovers, -20 penalty yards, 14 to 31 passing, muff punt, drop pass. Clemson just hasn't been good enough to make the Devils play. And by the way, someone who's at the game just mentioned that almost all the Clemson fans were left. So, stunned. I'm not even a Clemson fan, and I'm still looking at what we're seeing. By the way, they're still in a commercial break. That's why I'm kind of just rambling from here on out. But hey, you got that. Got some interesting games next week. Nebraska, Colorado. Whew, Colorado plays the way they did. Nebraska does not stand a chance. You got Nash. Turnovers. Penalties. Turnover ratio was -1 for Clemson. Still though, not many. Passing, yeah, 10 interceptions. How about this? What a performance by Duke. Not to mention they were down by one going into this fourth quarter. This one will be taken by Leonard. He's rolling towards the left. He's got some space. He'll slide down to the 36. So again, another first down as Duke is essentially on a victory lap right now. Imagine, you can imagine what the scenes are going to be. How about Riley Leonard today? 7 rushing yards, 98 yards on the ground, including the touchdown that, as it stands, was the game winner. I mean, unto itself was a shock. 44 yards. Almost was taken down in the backfield, but just like Eli Manning in Super Bowl 42, escaping the pocket, escaping the pressure to do something great. First down and 10 again. The Moore joining Leonard in the back. Handoff goes towards Moore. He's rolling towards his right, and it'll be collided there. Almost ran into number 70 as offensive lineman, but it will barely be a gain, if any, for the Blue Devils. With that, Clemson will take their first timeout of the day with 4:08 left to go in this fourth quarter. How about the rewarding performance today from Duke special teams? 2 times blocking Robert Gunn. And again, knowing how close this game has been, it would have been crucial for both sides. And the defense showing up there. One fumble there, one time on Kate Klubnik, another time on Phil Maffa. And again, with that, it was Stinson taking it all the way back to Clemson's 35 that eventually led to Duke taking a 21-7 lead. All right, but again, you think about it. It's absolutely shocking when you look at how it's Clemson's. Like, yes, they've struggled. I'm not saying they have, but like it's always been against like Syracuse or something. Syracuse always seems to get Clemson's number some way or another. But then you have a Duke team that like nobody expects much of, and yet they pull this off. Second down and 10, 5 there, 1 off. Motion man going there with Calhoun. Leonard to keep it himself, rushing his way forward towards the middle right. It will be a gain of about 2. So again, a third and long situation. Last time they were in this trying to chew clock, they essentially ran a screen in hopes of picking it up. Again, you're in a spot. Clemson has elected not to use their second timeout as the play clock continues to run. 3:45 left to go in the fourth. How about Leonard today? 17:33. We talked about his passing, 17:33, or rather his running, 17:33 through the air, 175 yards. The biggest thing for Duke today is just taking advantage of that turnover perception. That's how Clemson got their only points of the day today, which was a touchdown in the first half. Third down and 8. This time will be a handoff towards Waters. He's broken free. He's at the 10, 5, touchdown, Blue Devils. Slaloming his way, slithering his way, but moving towards the left and now eventually cutting towards the right. 36 yards to the house, and now the folks in Durham can celebrate. A sea of blue out of a team that's been known for basketball, known for Coach K, the Duke Blue Devils, looking like ACC contenders on this Monday night. Putting up the sides, putting up the pressure. They've shown it down the stretch. And once again, Dabo and Cruz stand in dismay. Extra point, up and good. 28-7. Duke leads Clemson, 22 unanswered in the second half. And how about this offensive split there, too? You had both offensive linemen pull that caused Waters to go free. But how about that, too? And again, quick move there by Waters. They've looked like the better team. I'll tell you that, though. Duke, even though they've let Clemson go into the red zone so many times, they capitalized when it mattered. And on the offensive side, too. First with that, and then now this, which has essentially been the dagger in this one. As this one will be kicked back all the way back towards Clemson. And again, for Cade Klubnik, the question becomes, do you really see this guy maybe starting, right? Again, Klubnik was the guy last year, got some key starts when it mattered, even when DJ Uagalele wasn't playing that well, right? Klubnik was the guy. This being his first true road trip, he didn't play that well. Does Dabo decide to keep him? Does he decide to play Hunter Helms, who would be your backup redshirt junior? Could play Paul Tyson, who's a grad transfer, and 12, Paul Tyson. And a lot of grad transfers, a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores, not too many seniors on this squad. And some of them might be going to the NFL, so that may be one. But sure. But again, three receivers to the right as Klubnik takes a snap. He's throwing towards that side right, and this time will be caught there by number 80. That's the thing. Paul Tyson, transfer schools. Used to play at Arizona State and Alabama, so he's been at some pretty good schools. Let's say that. Arizona State, I mean, has gotten their own thing going on this year. But Alabama, I mean, that's pretty good. Klubnik throws towards the left. That one's caught there by number 12. He bustles his way through after making it past the first down marker for a gain of 11. .235 left. Klubnik will take that wide open. There's number 22 again, and will be knocked forward towards the 41, which was your marker. 41 of Duke, that is. It will be a first down. So Clemson trying to make some points and trying to get some garbage points and make it a more modest scoreline here in Durham. Klubnik hit from behind. It looks like he was lost the ball. It's picked up there by number 64, the offensive lineman, who will bustle for a loss of 2. Looks like I don't know if that was either an incomplete pass or it might have been a fumble. Didn't seem like Klubnik's arm was going forward, so it looked like it was a fumble. And now it looks like the clock is not moving, so I'm guessing it has been called incomplete. So they will call it a fumble. So the play clock will be running here. 2:09 left in this fourth quarter. But again, and Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak are talking about this right now, and I would probably echo the same thing. I mean, Notre Dame is hosting Duke is hosting Notre Dame later this year. They go to Florida State, which is going to be a tough game, especially with how Florida State plays. Klubnik tries to throw, didn't even make it towards the line of scrimmage, as number 8 will act like it was a fumble, the number 8 being Adam Randall. So it looks like a third down. I don't know if that one might have been incomplete, but nonetheless, it has been a day to forget for Cade Klubnik. It looked like he threw it. Now the question was, it didn't go to the line of scrimmage. Number 84 was in the area, so technically speaking, it could not be intentional grounding because there was a player in the area. It could be intentional grounding because the ball was nowhere close to the line of scrimmage. Now the referees are trying to see whether or not that was a fumble or that was incomplete, which would presumably be intentional grounding. Third down and 12. So it looks like it was an incomplete pass. So still will be at Duke's 43. Clemson has 2 timeouts left, although they'd have to pull off a miracle and then some to be back in this game. Essentially, from here, it'll just be about getting garbage points. They're down on 12. Klubnik dropping back. 3-step drop. 3-man pressure comes. Rolls to the right. Catches it by Shipley. Shipley out at the 39 on the right-hand side, near side of the field, if you will, for a 4-yard gain. So 4th down and long. One more stop for Mike Elko's crew, and they can start the celebrations. They've already got some of the students basically hanging, or not hanging, if you will, sitting on the boundary, if you will. Sitting on the wall. They're waiting for that whistle to blow. They're waiting for them to rush the field. First time in about 35 years since Duke beat a team in the top 10 as Klubnik takes the snap, throwing towards the middle, trying to go towards Shipley, and it's incomplete. The running back dropping it there as Duke will be meeting up in the middle. Blades, who made the play, wagging his finger, and now the Blue Devils are hype. Shirts are coming off. You've got maybe three rows or so of the students now basically on the field. They're waiting for that 151 as Blades will again celebrate with number 0 and with number 1. He's happy. Duke is happy. And again, I think probably the world of college football is happy knowing this. What a moment. What a performance, especially being down by 1, taking control in their hands. That's what the Duke Blue Devils did today. 150 left. And you got 1 out to the left, 2 out to the right as Leonard hands it off here towards Moore. Moore trying to stay in bounds, going down. He'll be down at around the 39. So again, a great pickup. He stays in bounds, which was a smart move. He was originally going to go towards the near side as more Duke fans are basically going towards the end zone now. They're on the field ready for this to go. And the poor ESPN reporter, he is literally standing right next to the Duke students. That's incredible. The thing is, if you have a program like Duke, you're overshadowed, you're below 500, you get this type of moment where it matters against a top 10 team. I don't know. Poor ESPN reporter. Poor guy. You got about 7 rows of Duke students on the field, basically on the boundaries right now. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. They're literally lining up to do this. Meanwhile, 141, Clemson had taken their second timeout. So that's why the clock is not moving. Mike Elko and crew are waiting. But you think about it, too, like this Duke side, so many ups and downs, so many players coming in and out. I mean, I even know some players myself who committed to Duke when David Cutcliffe was there. Mike Elko came in, and again, there was some strife. I mean, there's one guy from my high school. Shoot, I won't name drop him because he's doing well. But he was originally committed towards Duke. He decommitted after David Cutcliffe left, and then you replace him with Mike Elko. But how about that? Now Duke and Leonard in kneel position. They'll take a knee. And Dabo and crew will elect not to use their final timeout. 1:30. How about Clemson, too? Their third loss in the last 4 games after starting the last season 10-1. 10-1 again. And this is a team that, like, faced their problems, right? Week 1, a couple years ago. Actually, yes, it was a couple years ago. They were a 3rd seed. They faced Georgia in Charlotte, and they lost that game. A very close defensive matchup. How about that? First time in 29 matchups. How about that? It's their first time beating a ranked team in a season opener period. How about that? Mike Elko turning it around as Leonard backs up. He'll take the knee about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. One more will do it, and then the party ensues in Durham. I'm not going to get over this, but I've still never seen anybody line up. Basically, you've got everybody, some people with their shirts off, some people with their Duke shirts, and they're ready to do a 40-yard dash. Leonard with one knee, and now the celebration ensues. 27 seconds left. Duke is on the field. The fans are rushing the field. Absolute college football bedlam from Durham. They stunned the number 9 team in the nation, the number 1 team in the ACC for years, the Clemson Tigers. 28-7. Riley Leonard and crew showing up a 44-yard touchdown on the first drive of the second half. Did it, and then it was the defense. First, a missed field goal, blocked one by Robert Gunn. 2 fumbles deep in the red zone, and then an interception, not once, but twice. An absolute fumbling, if you will, pun intended, by the Clemson Tigers offense, and Duke absolutely capitalized. Soak it in, Duke University. Soak it in, Blue Devils. It's what college football is all about. Final score from Wallace Wade Stadium, Blue Devils 28, Tigers 7. That does it for a little bit of my half coverage of this game. I'm Ahir Hassan. Thanks for tuning in. So long. Hope you guys had a great Labor Day weekend and stay safe.